All right. Good morning, everybody.
Hi, everyone. So we're going to start standing today, and we're just going to do a little bit of light stretching before we go into our meditation, as usual. So let's stand, feet hip width apart. Let's just do a little plie, which means just bend your knees and straighten, bend your knees and straighten. A few more times. Good. Now we're going to stand straight up, and we're going to roll down from the top of the head. You can go as far as comfortable. If that's just to here, that's fine. If you want to go further, that's fine. Just to your comfort level. Maybe all the way to the ground. And bend your knees to roll back up. And we do plies again. Ready? Just bending the knees. They're just like little miniature squats. You keep a nice straight spine throughout. One more. Good. Now grow really extra tall. Energy coming out the top of the head and spill up and over to roll down. Halfway is fine. 1/3 is fine. Bend your knees and roll on up. We'll do that same sequence one more time. Ready, and bend your knees. Straighten. Bend your knees, growing taller with each iteration. 2 more times. Go a little deeper this time. A little deeper yet. And then grow super tall before you roll on down. And bend your knees to roll up. Good, so now we're going to do a little twist of the torso. So imagine you have headlights coming off the front of your hips, right, just like this. And those headlights, they don't twist when we go to do this. It starts from the neck, and then we twist from the spine, and those headlights stay in place. And you see how far you can go to the left. And then you come back to center, and then twist the other direction. And back to center. We'll do each side one more time. And center. Last side. And center. Good, so take your left arm, put it across your center line. This arm just comes to me. We're not going to go all the way to the corkscrew today. We're just going to bring this arm across, get a nice shoulder stretch. Should feel a comfortable amount of pressure. Shouldn't feel like you're wrestling yourself, but there is some pressure. Now you take your right arm across the center. This arm comes to give it a hug and pull it across. Should feel a nice stretch right through your entire shoulder girdle, but particularly in between the shoulder blades. Enjoy it. And release. Great, let's everybody get a chair. Even if you sit on the floor, get a chair today. We're not going to our meditation, we're doing this stretch that Amber did earlier this week. So let's see, it's best to show it diagonally. So you take one foot and you put it across your knee. If you need to be a little bit like this because this is too painful, that's fine. Whatever level you can go to is just fine. And then you tilt the angle of your torso forward. And so it's not collapsing like this. And you can really control, and right away, like it's just 10 degrees, I'm starting to feel a good stretch through my gluteals. Hold that stretch for a few seconds. Should feel nice. And come back up and switch your legs. Foot on knee, sitting up straight, not collapsing over, just increasing that angle until you feel the stretch. It doesn't take much, right? It's always nice to not go to your maximum right away, but go kind of near your maximum so you can feel a constant sort of increasing of the stretch as you go. Good, and let's bring it back up. Let's stand up one more time. Shake our bodies out a little bit before we do some bounces. Arms. Get everything moving a little bit. And then we'll find our meditation spots. You could use your chair again or the floor. Fine. So, I've been reading this book. Dave let me borrow it. It's called 10 Zen Questions. It's a good book. I'd recommend it. It's by Susan Blackmore. If you're looking for it. And so today I would like to give everybody their first taste of Zen question practice or koan practice. And the question for today is, what is the difference between the mind resting in tranquility and the mind moving in thought? So I'm going to give you some hints later on, but I thought we'd just start with that question and see what it brings up for you. So we'll just get back to our regular meditation position. But as you go about your meditation, bring whatever version of that question comes to mind as you meditate. Again, the question is, what is the difference between the mind resting in tranquility and the mind moving in thought? So find your posture, close your eyes, connect into your breath. And see what you can make of the question. If you find your mind wandering a bit, that's also an answer to the question. That helps you fill out the part of the question that is the mind moving in thought. If you can observe the mind moving in thought, you have a basis of comparison for the mind resting in tranquility. So in Zen koan practice, oftentimes you'll have a question like this that you work on for a day, or maybe you work on it for an entire 9-day retreat, or even you can work on one for years. And these questions are hard to find a verbal answer for. So if you're searching around for a verbal answer and not finding one, that's par for the course. What they do is direct your attention somewhere. So really try to find what that difference is between when you're completely relaxed in your mind and when you're moving. What is the qualitative difference? And in order to be able to tell what that qualitative difference is, you have to pay very close attention to what your mind is doing. You have to watch just for that moment, that horizon line between the mind resting and when thoughts begin to emerge. And in that space, there's something to be found. you're finding that your mind is so active that you're having trouble finding the mind resting in tranquility part. Start to breathe a little bit more deeply and bring your attention down from your head, down to the center of your chest, and even below that into your belly. Feeling a deep groundedness in your breath. And when you find that place of tranquility, then you just get to sit, and just like a cat who's just waiting around the corner for a mouse to come out, you're just waiting, relaxed, but very awake for that first hint of a thought to come. When that first hint of a thought is about to come, that's where the examination is. That's where you might find the feeling of an answer to the question. Now, it may be the case that for some of you, this is not making any sense whatsoever. That's just fine. If that's the case, bring your attention to your breath. The breath is a great koan itself. there's a happy medium in this practice between asking the question incessantly over and over again, like beating a drum or trying to force it. What is the difference between the mind resting in tranquility and the mind moving in thought? What is the difference between, you get the picture. You don't need to do that. That would be more of basically a mantra practice where you're just repeating words over and over. And the opposite extreme to that is that the mind is so chaotic that it's really lost in thought. So try to find that happy medium where the question comes up from time to time, but it doesn't feel like you're forcing it through. Don't get hung up when you ask the question on getting the words exactly right. The gist of the question is fairly easy to get. And so just let that spirit of the question come through in your asking. The difference between a moving mind and a still mind. Thinking mind and a non-thinking mind. So let's reinvigorate our posture. Take some full breaths. Nice tall spine. Just about to close here. So as you inhale, we're going to take our 3 inhales and exhales. As you inhale, breathing in energy throughout the body. Let's just release the question, let it go. That was a good practice. Now we can go on to other things. Inhale, bringing in energy to the body. Exhale, relaxing the muscles. Ready, 3 inhales and exhales. Here we go. Inhale, energy. Exhale, groundedness. Moving all the way down through the body. Inhale. Energy to every part of the body. And exhale, relaxing the muscles, expanding the awareness. Inhale, good posture. All the way up through the top of your spine. And exhale. Liquidy muscles, relaxation, and open your eyes. All right. That's our Saturday meditation. I hope you enjoyed this taste of what it's like to work on a Zen koan. You can work on this for a long time. Really, you can. I really am fond of this question. I've been thinking about it quite a bit. I think it's a good question. If you can find that difference between that hairline difference between a mind moving and the mind not moving, you can chew on that for quite some time. So again, the book is 10 Zen Questions. Anyone's interested in exploring this further, by Susan Blackmore, highly recommended. And that's all we have for you today. We will see you on Monday at 8:30 and hang out and chat if you can. Thanks, everybody.